Already fallen off the New Year's resolution bandwagon? Don't despair. I've got 5 tips to give you that you can use starting today to help you get back on the wagon and get cranking towards making those dreams, those goals, and those resolutions a reality this year. Stay tuned. Statistics show that after January 11th, there's not actually that many people still working towards their New Year's resolutions. You might be one of them. I know I am. I've already lost the plot in 1 or 2 of my resolutions while others are going strong. And you know something? That's okay. Life happens, and sometimes we haven't actually planned for all the things that can happen that can distract us and derail us from those goals that we said we wanted to achieve. However, not all is lost. And the beauty of it is you don't have to wait until next December 31st to set your resolutions. You can actually press reset and get started again any day of the week. Yeah, I know, you don't have to wait for a Monday. The same way you don't have to wait for a new year, you don't have to wait for a Monday. You don't have to wait for a new week, a new month, anything. I'm going to give you some tips that you can start with right now to help you get started working productively towards those goals and those dreams that you say that you want to achieve. Number 1, review and reflect. Now, if you missed this step when you were doing your New Year's goals, you are already going to be setting yourself up for failure. Because what happens? You end up repeating a lot of the same mistakes. And that is why the reviewing and reflecting process is actually so critical. You need to look at what's gone before. Did you do well? Were there areas where you didn't do so well? What was a bit of a handbrake in you achieving certain things? What did you do brilliantly? What could you continue on doing? What would need modification? If you skipped this step in your planning, you're already setting yourself up to get stuck doing the same loop. And if you haven't been achieving the goal that you want to achieve, possibly you'll be able to identify exactly what it is that's been holding you back when you take the time to review and reflect what worked, what didn't work. And that's as easy as just asking yourself some questions and spending time to sit down and go through the answers. What did I do well? What did I enjoy doing? What didn't work? What would I change going forward? This process is critical if you don't want to repeat the past. Number 2, not rocket science, but so worth remembering. Ask yourself, what if? What if you did this? What if you took that holiday? What if you took that class? What if you started that side hustle? What if you went and retrained? What are all of the what ifs that you've been too scared to ask yourself? You might be surprised, because as you ask yourself and then answer, you might realize that actually you could make that work. That would be a goal that you want to achieve. That is something that you could actually do. What if you decided to follow through and write that book? What if you decided to get really healthy and aim to go on that holiday and wear that bikini? What if you decided to go back and retrain to be a teacher or be a nurse or whatever it is that you wanted to do? What if? And what's stopping that what if? Is it you? Is it your fears? You can see how that ties in to the review and reflecting. But what if will take you from that reflection into starting to dream. And once you start dreaming, then you'll know a bit more about which way you want to take for the next step, which is goal setting. Number 3, I already gave you the hint, didn't I? Goal setting, setting your goals, writing them down. What exactly is it that you're aiming for? It may well be that resolution that you didn't kind of stick with was too vague. Maybe it didn't really clearly define what you were aiming for. Let's give you an example. I want to get fit. Now, this is something I used to hear way back when I was working in the gym as a trainer. And then so many of them would disappear once things got a bit hard, the weather got colder, they had to get up earlier. A lot of them disappeared. But a lot of that was because they never actually identified what getting fit actually meant to them. Did it mean being able to bench a certain weight? Did it mean being able to run a certain distance in a certain time? My concept of getting fit possibly was different to this client, who was probably different to their friends and to someone else. So instead of vague terms, which are so easy just to let go, what specifically is the goal that you're aiming at? You've reviewed, you've dreamed about it, you've asked yourselves what if, but now clarify it even further. So let's do another one. I want to write a book. Okay, let's make that more specific. I want to write a non-fiction book that helps people learn how to ... See the difference? I want to write a book this year is too vague. It won't happen. You'll be all over the show. It's like the old throwing jelly at a wall and hoping that something will stick. But when you can nut it down further and actually clearly define what you want to achieve, there's a game changer right there. Number 4, clear the clutter. Now, this is a biggie. In fact, I write about this one so much in all of my 21 hacks books, which I'll link down below, slight promo here. However, this is so critical. And it's not just talking about physical clutter, although obviously that's a biggie. But clutter, be it digital, be it emotional or mental, or be it physical, is something that can distract you so badly from actually achieving your goals. It literally catches your attention and will break your focus. And if that's happening all the time due to your surrounds, or due to the talk and the clutter in your head, or the noise clutter that's happening all around you, you won't be able to focus on the task that you say you want to achieve. So clearing the clutter is incredible. It will create space. And it may just be that your clutter is your schedule. You're so booked up that you actually don't have time to write that book or go to the gym or learn that new skill. Clearing the clutter could be as simple as clearing out the spare bedroom in your room. So now you actually have an office where you can do your craft, you can play with your paints, you can write your book, you can do whatever. It's like you're clearing away the old and you're creating space, be it physically, mentally, digitally, for you to be able to move into something new. And you know something, I've heard from so many people when I've worked with them about clearing clutter in their lives over the past. The common thing that they all say when they've done it is, I feel so light. And it's a wonderful feeling of release, because all that stuff that was just kind of burdening you and was in the way and was distracting you, when that's gone, it's like the weight's off your shoulders. You actually now can sit and enjoy dreaming what if and then making it happen. How cool is that? And please make sure to check below, because I'm actually launching a free 30-day Love Your Home Decluttering Challenge on Valentine's Day. And if you're watching this video after Valentine's Day, don't you worry, because it's actually going to become an evergreen challenge. So you can jump in anytime for that free 30-day email challenge to help you clear the clutter and fall in love with your home and create that space for you to chase after your dreams. Number 5. Now you're going to hear this one, you're going to go, oh yeah, duck cat, but hear me out. Number 5 is take action. Yeah, not rocket science, but I'm going to put an extra word in there. Take intentional action. If your goal is to be able to run a certain distance within a certain time frame, I don't know if you're hearing that, but I've got a rooster who's decided to sing outside my window. These are the joys of living in the country. If your goal is to run that race in that certain timeline, you're going to need to actually start taking action. But taking action, which might simply be, I'm going to pack my running shoes in the bag and schedule it in my planner tomorrow, probably needs to be even more intentional than that. It may mean actually taking your stopwatch, actually working with a trainer and working out the plan and actually implementing that plan that gets you from a certain speed and a certain level of fitness to achieving your goal. So it's not just any action. It's not just, I want to learn to paint, so I'll get a box of paints and start slapping it around. For instance, if you've defined your goal as not just being, I want to learn to paint, but being, I want to learn how to create beautiful portraits of children, you'll then need to take intentional action that goes beyond just simply getting your materials. You'll need to find the class, the lessons, the program that will help you actually learn to draw and then to add the color for that particular type of painting. So it's not just a matter of, well, I got up and I slapped some paint and I've done it now. No, unless you're a genius, but for the average person, it's going to take much more intentional action than that to get you from someone who wants to do that to someone who can actually paint beautiful portraits of people. So there you go. There's just 5 quick, non-rocket science, bite-sized tips to help you get back on that wagon that you've possibly fallen off. You don't need to wait for a new year. You don't need to wait for a new month. You don't need to wait for next Monday. You can implement those 5 things right away. You can stop everything and review and reflect. Ask yourself, what if? Plan and envision what it is you actually want to do. Clear the clutter that's potentially holding you back and derailing you and distracting you, and then start with intentional action that will take you towards meeting that goal. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So please drop me some comments down below. What are some of the things that you've been held back by? Or are you someone who's actually blitzing all of your New Year's resolutions and goals already? Let me know. Let's have a chat about this. I'd love to hear which one of those points you think could be the very thing that you need to start doing to help you get back on the wagon and absolutely smash out those New Year's goals. Be sure to like, to subscribe, to ring that bell, and I will see you on the next video.